We're talking about meta platforms, and there's one heck of a harmonic pattern that's looking to maybe make this thing run up. You can see the starting point here was back in October of 2025. We had a midpoint in December and another point here just recently in mid January. But this harmonic pattern, in my opinion, has the potential to really bring Meta all the way up into this $745-ish range, all the way up to about $900. That is just the power of what this harmonic pattern is projecting. Now, we've been tracking Meta platforms on chartforecaster.com, and the algo is tuned, fine tuned for that matter. Chartforecaster.com is a prediction software that lays down dates and times on when it thinks that the market's going to reverse, when the market's going to have peak momentum, when we're going to see volatility and things like that. And you can see that this marker here was dead on, of course, earnings. And we knew that this was going to be a very volatile date, anyways. But the next date it's looking for is February 2nd, actually, February 1st. Which is during a market close on Sunday. So we'll revert to the next trading day for that marker. But Chart Forecaster has predicted all of these out 9 days in advance, guys. So it predicted here back in December this was going to be peak momentum. Now imagine seeing markers like this and knowing, okay, we're in an uptrend. Chart Forecaster, maybe we're in a downtrend. Chart Forecaster is predicting a reversal or a market peak, like this one right here. Markets came up. It was saying, this is going to be the peak momentum area. All right, markets reversed. Said, hey, guess what, guys? There's going to be a reversal here. So we got a downturn, reversal, called for bullish or bearish momentum to start here. That's what happened. Called for volatility, spike, pauses or breakouts. It was kind of all three of those, wasn't it? But this was the start of the downtrend. Here's another good example of a peak momentum spot. I called this 9 days out. So imagine we're seeing the price fall. We can know that, okay, maybe this is going to be a point where we can go long. Price reverses, and we know that there's a reversal date in this area here. Boom, it hits. So you guys can see, here's another volatility point and a breakout. So you guys can see how accurate chartforecaster.com is, and really the beautiful part about it is it's predicting things 9 days in advance, and for $9.99 a month. Or if you go with the yearly, it's only like, I don't know, 8 something a month, 7 something a month. That's peanuts. You can make that back in one trade for the entire year. But we've got a point in time here that we need to focus on, and that is this February 1st date. Now, we're going to just cook down to a 1 hour chart. And really, I think that on this 1 hour chart, you know, Chart Forecaster called this Pico top here perfectly. But I do think that we are going to see maybe somewhat of a ascending triangle or something of that nature to start forming. I'm looking for something like this to play out on the Meta charts. And really, what I would love to see more than anything on Meta is for this 50 moving average to maybe come right up here, and for this price action to kind of kiss that 50 moving average. So I want to see maybe something like this occur. We can hit that February 2nd open date on Meta and maybe see price action start to really fly. Right now, we're kind of in this process with Meta, and I kind of see it right now is that we're kind of in this this box process, or this box pattern or flag pattern, if you want to call it that. So it wouldn't surprise me to see, something like this occur, maybe bump into that 50 moving average. And the beautiful thing is the next date and time that we need to be really looking for, guys. I'm telling you, you guys need to get your shit together and really focus on this market movement stuff and when markets are going to reverse, when they're going to peak out, things like that. Because at the end of the day, You know how many trades I made last week? I made 2 trades, and I grew my entire portfolio 30%. Sometimes staying out of the market is the best trade you can make, and waiting for these patterns to set up in your favor to know when the markets are going to reverse, when they're going to peak out, that sort of thing. Because I guarantee you, I'm making more money than 99% of people trading less. So sometimes a good trade is not trading at all. Sometimes a good trade is just waiting for the trade to set up. I'm patient. This market will strip you if you are impatient. So it could be that we're gearing up to see some longer momentum here. But I would love to see, if we can get some sort of bull flag or ascending triangle, like I mentioned, I'm going to be buying in and going long until that February 5th date. Because February 5th is a momentum, a bullish or bearish momentum starting date. So that could indicate that we're gearing up to see maybe the markets kind of peak out like we see here. We might be seeing a similar setup like this. Markets peak, right? They dip down a little bit, they reverse, and viola. This is going to be our exit point here, or longer, depending on what my targets are. So Meta, it's looking good short term, midterm, long term. I'd say this is looking good going into the next few months, at least going into the next few quarters for that matter. Shares are crazy right now, popping at 729. So that's my overall thoughts on Meta. Subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next video.